CalcMedic is one of my favorite AP resources. They have some last tips I'd like to share with you. Don't leave any question blank. You can earn partial credit for partial understanding. Definitely know the unit circle. Negative derivative values need to be interpreted as either decreasing at a positive rate or changing at a negative rate. No double negatives. When estimating a derivative from a table, use the average rate of change of the points closest to the particular x value. And don't assume an equal subinterval when using Riemann or trapezoidal approximations.
Hey Jacob.
What?
What did the 0 say to the 8?
Let me think. Nice belt.
Welcome back to more CalcMedic AP Exam Last Tips. Memorize the product rule, quotient rule, and chain rule for finding derivatives. To interpret or describe a definite integral, remember the big three. What does the integral represent? The limits of integration in context and the units. Be specific and brief in your justifications. Be comfortable applying both parts of the fundamental theorem of calculus. Read your prompts very carefully.
Hey Jacob.
What?
What do you call a number that can't stand still?
Let me think. A Roman numeral.
Correct.
And we're back for more CalcMedic Last Tips. All equivalent answers will be accepted. Don't waste time simplifying. To find a final amount, take the initial amount and add the accumulated amount found by integrating a rate of change. Clearly demonstrate separation of variables when solving differential equations. Use proper units in your answer. Know how to justify relative and absolute extrema, as well as intervals of increasing, decreasing, concave up, and concave down using derivatives.
Hey Jonathan.
Hey, what?
Are monsters good at math?
Not unless you count Dracula.
And we're back for a few more CalcMedic Last Tips. Avoid linkage errors. Make sure to only use the equal sign when both sides are equal. Use arrows to show direction of your work rather than equal signs. Store the FRQ functions in your calculator right away as y1 and y2. Do not retype them each time you do a computation. To justify continuity at a point, show that the left-hand limit, right-hand limit, and the y value all match. Don't confuse ways of finding volume. For cross-sections, the integrand is the area of one cross-section named. For rotation around the axis, the integrand is set up using disk washer methods. Know how to use your calculator to plot functions, find intersections, and compute numerical derivatives and integrals.
Hey Jonathan.
Hey, what?
Why is 6 afraid of 7?
Because 7, 8, 9.
Correct!
Now we have the last few tips from CalcMedic. Final answers must be correct to 3 decimal places. Do not round values in intermediate steps. Know your conditions. The intermediate value theorem requires continuous functions. The mean value theorem requires a continuous function and a differentiable function. Compare both velocity and acceleration to determine if a particle is speeding up or slowing down. Show your work even when not stated directly. Setup is everything and usually worth points. Avoid phrases like it, the graph, or the function. Use the name of the function given.
Hey, Jonathan.
What?
What do you call friends who love math?
Algebra!
Now I have a few extra tips from me, Mrs. Shade. The use of average value versus the average rate of change formulas depends on what function you're given. You have to read and interpret carefully. Scratch work will not be assumed to be your answer. You have to make a statement. Your job is to tell a story of your understanding. Always go back and reread the question. Make sure you answered the question clearly. When justifying your work, do not use the word it, slope, function, or graph. Use the function and language presented in the question. When asked to approximate, use the approximation symbol and not the equal symbol. Mistakes may be crossed out. You do not need to erase. Readers will not look at anything appearing crossed out or appearing erased. Most questions require a derivative or an integral. So if you're feeling stuck, try starting there.
Hey, Johnny.
Hey, what?
You're supposed to keep your eye on the clock.
How do I put my eye on the clock?
No, man. Don't forget, you are not expected to complete every part. Find the parts you know how to do and definitely make sure you watch your time.
Oh.
Hey, Jonathan.
Hey, what?
You forgot something.
No, I didn't.
You forgot your plus.
Oh, man! Don't forget to make this happy for the Bible. There's not really a buzzer. He said make your work before the clock hits 0.
For my number one tip for you is to take your time, think carefully, stay focused. At this point, you know so much information. You just need to show what you can do. And I need you to know at this point, no matter what happens, I am so freaking proud of you. You're amazing, and I know you can do this. Go get 'em!
On your marks.
Get set. Let's go!